In the stillness of nature, danger often hides behind beauty. What seems peaceful, gentle, or even cute can sometimes be the very thing that brings death without warning. We often think of danger as something obvious: the fangs of a snake, the claws of a tiger, or the jaws of a shark. But the world is far more deceptive than that. Sometimes, the most innocent-looking creatures hold the most terrifying secrets. Tonight, we step into that deception, into the side of nature that disguises death beneath a mask of tranquility. A world where survival depends not on what you see, but on what you don't. Because in the heart of the wild, the most dangerous creatures aren't always the biggest or the fiercest. They're the ones that make you believe you're safe. The ones that lure you in with softness, calmness, or even charm before revealing their true, lethal nature. Think about it. How many times have you looked at a tiny frog, a delicate fish, or even a playful mammal and thought, what harm could that do? But in truth, that illusion is the greatest trap nature ever created. Each of the 6 animals you're about to meet looks harmless, some even adorable. Yet each one is a silent executioner, perfected by evolution to deceive, to paralyze, to poison, or to strike when you least expect it. They don't roar. They don't hunt with bloodlust. They simply exist, waiting for the right moment. And by the time you realize the danger, it's already too late. There's something deeply disturbing about this kind of predator. It's not the violence, but the betrayal of our instincts. Our brains are wired to trust appearances, to see innocence in beauty and threat in ugliness. But in nature, that logic doesn't apply. Here, beauty kills. Softness hides sharpness. Stillness conceals venom. Every one of these creatures is a masterpiece of deception, a reminder that evolution doesn't play fair. It plays to win. As we journey through this dark side of the animal kingdom, prepare to see your perception of Harmless forever changed. You'll witness how tiny bodies can carry death, how fragile forms can deliver agony, and how something as peaceful as a shell or as playful as a dolphin can turn into a weapon. These are not monsters for myths. They are real, alive, and closer to us than you think. From hidden jungles to shallow waters, from golden beaches to your very backyard, danger often waits in silence, wrapped in a disguise you would never suspect. Each story you'll hear is true. Each encounter has claimed lives. And yet, most of these animals continue to live among us, unseen and underestimated. So, as you watch, remember this. In nature, innocence is often the deadliest illusion. Because sometimes, death doesn't come with a roar. It comes with a whisper, a touch, a single drop of venom. Tonight, you'll see how the smallest creatures can carry the most devastating power, and why the ones that look harmless are often the most dangerous of all. This is not just a list of animals. It's a reminder, a warning, that beauty and danger often share the same face. So take a deep breath and don't blink, because what you're about to discover will forever change the way you see the natural world. These are the top 6 animals that look harmless, but are deadly. 6. Blue-ringed octopus. Tiny, beautiful, hypnotic. The blue-ringed octopus looks like a delicate jewel of the ocean, no larger than a golf ball. Its skin shimmers with electric blue rings that pulse like neon lights beneath the water's surface. It moves gracefully, almost playfully, as if inviting curiosity. Divers and beachgoers often stop to admire its beauty, unaware that they're staring at one of the most lethal creatures on Earth. This small, fragile-looking being carries death in silence. Within its soft body lies tetrodotoxin, a neurotoxin 1,200 times more powerful than cyanide. Just one drop of its venom is enough to kill over 20 humans. The bite leaves almost no mark, just a faint prick on the skin, followed by a terrifying numbness that spreads through the body like frost. Within minutes, paralysis sets in. The victim remains fully conscious, able to think and feel, but unable to move, speak, or even breathe. The body becomes a prison, and there is no antidote. It's hard to believe that something so small could bring such devastation. The blue-ringed octopus doesn't attack out of rage or hunger. It bites only when touched or cornered. Its defense is pure clinical efficiency, a quiet chemical execution. Death doesn't come with screams or blood, it comes with silence, as the ocean itself swallows the last breath of its victim. In Australia, a man once picked up what he thought was a harmless little octopus from a tide pool, letting it crawl across his palm like a toy. He laughed as it changed colors, unaware that every second brought him closer to death. Moments later, he collapsed, his muscles locking in total paralysis. He could hear people shouting around him, feel the sand against his cheek, but couldn't blink, couldn't move, couldn't even scream for help. By sheer luck, rescuers reached him in time, keeping him alive manually, forcing air into his lungs for hours until the poison finally released its grip. Stories like this repeat across the coasts of Australia, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Most end in tragedy. And yet, despite its deadly nature, the blue-ringed octopus remains a mystery, a living contradiction. Its beauty is breathtaking, its form almost divine, but behind that elegance lies a quiet assassin of the sea. In the vastness of the ocean, where predators roar and monsters hunt with teeth and power, this creature doesn't need strength. It kills with chemistry, with stillness, with simplicity. A creature so small it could fit in the palm of your hand, yet powerful enough to end a life before the first scream ever leaves your lips. Because in nature, death doesn't always come with a roar. Sometimes it comes with a gentle wave and a flash of blue. 5. Slow loris. It looks harmless, adorable even. Two enormous round eyes shining like tiny moons, a soft body covered in thick fur, and a slow, clumsy way of moving that makes it look almost innocent, almost human. The slow loris is one of the most deceiving creatures in the entire animal kingdom. People see it and instantly feel warmth, tenderness, the urge to reach out and touch it. But that impulse could be fatal. Hidden beneath that fur lies a weapon unlike any other among primates: venom. The slow loris is the only known venomous primate on Earth. When threatened, it raises its arms in a strangely human motion, not to surrender, but to prepare for attack. From glands on its upper arms, it secretes a toxic substance. The creature licks the secretion, mixing it with saliva, turning its bite into a biochemical curse. Once injected, the venom triggers an intense allergic reaction, swelling, excruciating pain, necrosis, and, in some cases, cardiac arrest. For humans, it can be deadly. For smaller animals, it's instant death. What makes the slow loris even more sinister is the silence of its strike. No roar, no hiss, just a small, deliberate bite that feels harmless until the burning starts to spread. Victims describe the pain as fire beneath the skin, followed by paralysis. In the wild, predators learn quickly to stay away. But the real horror isn't just its venom, it's what humans have done to it. Because of its innocent appearance, the slow loris has become a victim of the illegal pet trade. People buy them, film them being tickled, smile at their cute behavior, completely unaware that when the loris raises its arms, it's not asking for affection. It's preparing to defend itself. Many of these animals die in agony because traders cruelly remove their teeth to prevent venomous bites, condemning them to slow starvation. There's a cruel irony in that the very trait that makes it deadly also makes it vulnerable. Humans fall for its charm, only to discover, too late, that beauty, once again, was a mask. In 2012, a wildlife researcher in Borneo was bitten by a slow loris while attempting to tag it for conservation. Within minutes, her arms swelled to twice its size. Her breathing became difficult. She survived barely after emergency treatment. Her report ended with a chilling line: "Never trust those eyes. They watch you with an intelligence far darker than innocence." The slow loris moves quietly through the night, its gaze unblinking, its steps deliberate. It doesn't chase, it doesn't roar, and it doesn't warn. It simply waits, a predator wrapped in fur with the soul of a ghost. Sometimes, the deadliest smile in nature is the one that looks back at you with love. 4. Hooded pitohui. In the lush rainforests of Papua New Guinea lives a bird that looks like a painting come to life. Vibrant orange feathers, glossy black wings, and a voice that fills the air with melody. It's called the hooded pitohui, and to anyone who sees it, it seems like nothing more than a symbol of tropical beauty and peace. But beauty, in nature, often hides a curse, and this bird carries death on its skin. Locals call it the poison bird. Its feathers and skin are laced with batrachotoxin, one of the most potent neurotoxins known to science. The same deadly substance found in the infamous poison dart frogs of South America. Just touching it can cause numbness, burning, and paralysis. Predators who dare to bite it often die before they ever realize their mistake. The pitohui doesn't inject venom, it is venom. Every feather, every inch of its body, is a biological warning sign disguised as beauty. What makes it even more disturbing is how it became poisonous. The bird doesn't produce the toxin itself. It gathers it from the insects it eats, particularly a type of beetle filled with deadly compounds. Over time, the pitohui absorbs the poison into its tissues, becoming a living chemical weapon. Evolution turned its diet into armor. To scientists, it was once thought impossible. Birds weren't supposed to be venomous. But when researchers first captured a pitohui and accidentally brushed their lips after handling it, their mouths went numb for hours. Their throats tightened. Their hearts raced. They had discovered the world's first documented poisonous bird, an innocent-looking singer that carries enough toxin to kill several humans. For centuries, the native people of Papua New Guinea already knew its secret. They avoided touching its feathers and used its warning colors as a lesson for their children. In the wild, the brightest colors often hide the darkest truths. The hooded pitohui doesn't chase, doesn't strike, doesn't even need to defend itself. Its colors alone are enough to say, "Come closer and you will die." Yet to the untrained eye, it's a marvel, a creature that seems too perfect to be real. When you see it perched on a branch, singing softly under the golden light, it's hard to imagine that death could look so peaceful. But that's the deception of nature. The quiet killers wear beauty as camouflage. The pitohui is a reminder that not all monsters lurk in the shadows. Some sing in daylight, dressed in colors that the living should never touch. 3 dolphin. They smile. They play. They rescue humans from drowning and are often called the angels of the sea. To most of us, dolphins represent purity, intelligence, and joy, a symbol of nature's kindness. But beneath that friendly grin and sparkling intelligence lies a darker truth that few dare to believe. Dolphins are not always the gentle saviors we imagine. In reality, they are complex, emotional, and sometimes disturbingly violent. These creatures, with brains larger than ours in proportion, can show both compassion and cruelty. In the wild, their intelligence doesn't just make them social, it makes them capable of brutality. There have been countless recorded cases of dolphins killing porpoises and smaller dolphins for no apparent reason. Not for food, not for defense, simply for sport. They use teamwork to corner their victims, striking with terrifying precision. Their powerful snouts act like battering rams, breaking bones, rupturing organs, leaving the ocean stained red. And when the attack ends, they simply swim away, indifferent, as if nothing happened. Some researchers have even documented attacks on humans, swimmers, divers, and fishermen who crossed their path at the wrong time. One wrong gesture, one misplaced curiosity, and that smile turns into a mask of violence. A dolphin can strike with enough force to break ribs or drag a human under until the lungs fill with salt water and silence. But the most chilling behavior happens within their own kind. Male dolphins often form coalitions, working together to control and dominate females, sometimes for weeks at a time. It's a side of nature that feels almost too human, a reflection of our own capacity for darkness, hidden behind a face we once thought pure. In 1994, a tragic case off the coast of Sao Paulo shocked researchers. 2 men were attacked by a single dolphin while swimming near the shore. One survived with broken ribs and deep bruises. The other drowned before help arrived. Witnesses said the dolphin's expression never changed. It simply stared as the man sank beneath the waves. That's the terrifying beauty of the dolphin, a creature capable of saving a human one day and destroying one the next. Its mind, brilliant and unpredictable, exists somewhere between empathy and chaos. The ocean has always been a mirror of contradiction. Light and dark, calm and storm, beauty and death. And within it swims an animal that embodies all those extremes at once, the dolphin, the smiling predator. So next time you see one leaping gracefully through the waves, remember, not every smile in nature means safety. Some smiles hide the sea's most intelligent form of madness. 2. Swan. They glide across the water with elegance, pure white wings reflected like silk on the surface of a tranquil lake. Swans have long been symbols of love, peace, and grace, creatures of poetry and beauty. To the human eye, they seem untouchable, sacred, almost angelic. But behind that serene image hides a temper that can turn violent in an instant. The swan, in truth, is one of nature's most deceptive creatures, a silent guardian capable of fury and destruction. When threatened, swans transform. Their calm composure shatters into raw aggression. They stretch their massive wings, hiss like serpents, and charge with surprising speed. A fully grown mute swan can have a wingspan over 2 meters and deliver blows powerful enough to break bones. Their beaks, sharp and precise, aim for the face and eyes, while their strong legs can drag a person underwater, especially if you're unlucky enough to disturb one near its nest. The true danger lies not in their strength alone, but in their unpredictability. They attack with no hesitation when protecting their mates or cygnets, driven by a territorial instinct that's as fierce as any predator's. Swans don't just defend, they dominate. Even large dogs and foxes have been killed in battles against them. And yes, they have killed humans too. In 2012, a man kayaking in Illinois was capsized by a territorial swan guarding its nest. Witnesses said the bird rammed his boat repeatedly, forcing him into the cold water. As he struggled to reach the shore, the swan circled him, striking over and over, driving him down until he disappeared beneath the surface. He drowned within sight of land. His body recovered only minutes later. The swan simply returned to its nest, calm again, as if nothing had happened. That's the haunting paradox of the swan, the embodiment of beauty and brutality in a single form. Its elegance lures admiration, but its power demands respect. It is nature's reminder that even serenity can kill, that danger doesn't always roar, sometimes it glides. Watching a swan in the misty light of dawn, it's easy to forget what it's capable of. But that's the nature of deception. The most dangerous beings are often those we refuse to believe could hurt us. The swan doesn't need fangs or venom to be deadly. All it needs is devotion, the kind of devotion that kills to protect. Beneath the surface of that perfect reflection lies something ancient and unforgiving. And once you've seen its rage, you'll never look at beauty the same way again. 1. Platypus. It looks like a joke of nature, a creature stitched together from spare parts. A duck's bill, a beaver's tail, the body of an otter. When the first specimen was sent to Europe in the 18th century, scientists thought it was a hoax, a taxidermy prank sewn from different animals. But the platypus is very real and far more dangerous than anyone could have imagined. Hidden beneath its harmless appearance lies a weapon few know about. The male platypus carries venomous spurs on its hind legs, small, sharp needles capable of delivering one of the most agonizing toxins in the animal kingdom. It doesn't kill humans, but most victims wish it did. The pain has been described as a white-hot explosion that never fades. Even powerful painkillers like morphine can't dull it. The swelling lasts for weeks, sometimes months, and nerves can remain damaged for years. It's hard to reconcile such torment with a creature that looks so innocent. The platypus waddles along riverbanks, hunts for shrimp and insects, and appears almost comical. But when threatened, it turns into a silent assassin. Its venom contains a cocktail of peptides that attack the nervous system, overwhelming the body with unbearable pain and total helplessness. No predator dares to test it twice. For centuries, the Aboriginal people of Australia respected and feared the platypus. They believed it was a spirit guardian, a creature not to be touched. For those who tried often paid a terrible price. Modern science only confirmed what they already knew. Beauty and danger can live in the same skin. During World War II, An Australian soldier was stung by a male platypus while washing his hands in a creek. He survived, but his arm remained swollen and useless for over a month. In his journal, he wrote, "I would rather be shot again than feel that pain." That's the paradox of the platypus. It looks ridiculous, a harmless joke of evolution, yet wields the power to cripple anything that threatens it. It doesn't need teeth or claws or poison fangs. It carries its weapon in silence, like a secret curse hidden in its own body. In a world where we fear what looks dangerous, the platypus is the ultimate deception, proof that the most bizarre creatures are often the most underestimated. So the next time you see that smiling bill cutting through the water, remember, not every creature that makes you laugh is harmless. Some hide their darkness beneath the surface, waiting patiently for the moment someone gets too close. Because nature has a cruel sense of humor, and the platypus might be its darkest joke of all. And did you ever imagine that some of the most innocent-looking creatures could be capable of such deadly power? The truth is, the world still holds dark secrets, and this was just one glimpse. In the next episode, we will uncover even more disturbing mysteries, hidden corners of nature that could change the way you see the world and even life itself.